Hello again, welcome back, ghouls and goblins. I'm HelloGoodGame, and I'll be your host within today's Magic the Gathering Arena Mythic Rank Deck Guide, playing historic best of one with an undefeated build. 7 wins, 0 losses against not only the best decks, but the players in the world as well. We're going to break down the deck list, talk about the strategies and synergies, like I said, demonstrate this within our gameplay footage, and then wrap up with our final thoughts and deck review. You can like, comment, and subscribe to help support me as a creator for free. If you want to go above and beyond, become a YouTube member, a Twitch Prime supporter, maybe a Patreon, and then you can also for free join that community Discord as well. So cheers, have a magical day, enjoy today's video, let's get right into it. Artifact Infinity is the name of the game. This is an Azorius blue and white aggro deck. Like I said, within historic best of one. 2.4 average on 22 lands with 18 creatures and 20 non-creatures. Building around, our beloved The One Ring. You just can't lose a game. If you have this card in your deck, you're winning. It's as simple as that. But, at the end of the day, we are just looking to amass a field of artifacts as quickly and as cheaply as possible, which is quite nice. So it's all going to start with an Esper Sentinel for 1. It's a 1/1. Whenever an opponent casts their first non-creature spell each turn, draw a card unless they pay X, where X is equal to the Sentinel's power, which is 1. This is not only a artifact for us, but it is a creature as well as a draw engine. And, almost doubling down as a taxation engine here as well for us, which is really quite nice. We also have the Ornithopter. This is actually cast for 0, which is quite cool. 0/2 with flying, an artifact. We'll have the Portable Hole for 1 as an artifact. When it enters the battlefield, exile target non-land permanent and opponent controls with mana value 2 or less until the hole leaves the battlefield. So again, artifact-based removal. The Retrofitter Foundry for 1 as an artifact can pay 3 to untap itself, can pay 2 tapping itself to create a 1/1 servo, paying 1 tapping itself to sacrifice the servo, creating a 1/1 Thopter with flying, and then finally tapping itself to sacrifice a Thopter, creating a 4/4. And what we'll be doing here is sacrificing our own Ornithopters and then replaying them from the grave to sacrifice again every single turn with Emry, Lurker of the Loch. A 3 mana 1/2 that will receive a cost reduction for each artifact you have in play by 1 generic, casting it potentially if you have 2 in play for 1. When it enters the battlefield, mill 4 cards, right? We can get that Thopter in the grave organically. And then you get to tap it to choose an artifact from your graveyard. You may cast it this turn. So this is great, like I said, for that synergy within the deck, but also just very good in general. The Shadowspear here for 1 mana. Equipped creature gets +1/+1, has lifelink and trample. We can pay 1 to drop hexproof and indestructible on our opponent's permanents. And then finally, the equip cost will be 2. 2 copies of the Springleaf Drum for 1 as an artifact, allowing us to, again, stack up artifacts. Tapping it to tap an untapped creature we control, adding 1 mana of any color. This will allow you to turbo ramp on turn 1 if you have an Ornithopter, right? You can, play the drum for 1 on your turn 1, with the Ornithopter, and then tap the drum to tap the Thopter to play a Sentinel or something, right? So it's very, very cool. Into our 2-drops now, we have the Ingenious Smith for 2 mana. It's a 1/1. When it enters, look at the top 4, reveal an artifact, put it into your hand, the rest in the bottom in random. And then when 1 or more artifacts enter the battlefield under your control for the first time each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on the Smith, which is really nice. We have the Nettlecyst for 3, a living weapon, so it's going to create a 0/0 Phyrexian Germ when it enters play, and auto-equips to it. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control, and this is one of the reasons why it's so important to be stacking these artifacts up. The Metallic Rebuke for 3 with instant speed improvise, allowing us to tap artifacts to reduce the generic amount of mana, allowing us to potentially, just like Emry, cast this for a single blue source. Counter target spell unless its controller pays 3. Karn, the Great Creator, for 4 mana, 2 copies of this in deck. Artifacts of your opponents can't be activated as a static ability. +1 with 5 starting loyalty. Target non-creature artifact becomes an artifact creature with power and toughness equal to its mana value. You know, this is a possibility through the Nettlecyst, but at the end of the day, we're not really looking to do this. What we do here is utilize the passive ability and take that -2, revealing an artifact card you own from outside the game, aka your sideboard, putting it face up in exile, and the rest. Okay, no, what is this? Sorry, I have to read this. You grab a card from your hand, but I've actually never read it. You may reveal an artifact you own from outside the game, or choose a face-up artifact card you own in exile. Oh, I see. So, you know, you can exile your goodies and then play them from there with Karn, not just your sideboard. I think that's maybe something that not everyone fully comprehends. And of course, you're going to put that card into your hand. All right, so now that even I can comprehend this, that's crazy. The Ring, we've already talked about this being crazy. For 4 mana, it has Indestructible. When it enters play, you gain protection from everything. You're going to take 1 damage at the beginning of your upkeep equal to the burden counters on it. Furthermore, you can tap it to add a burden counter, drawing cards equal to the number of burden counters. Good God. Thought Monitor for 7, a 2/2 artifact, flying, affinity for artifacts, again, reducing its casting costs for each artifact you control. When it enters the battlefield, draw 2 cards. We have a plains, we have an island, we have 2 beaches, we have 4 fountains, we have 4 pathways, 4 coasts, 2 citadels, a fair, 2 spires, and a vault, right? Lots of artifact lands here as well, which is quite nice. The vault can make treasures, the spire fixes our mana base, which is really nice. You know, it's just good. It's nice to have some good lands. That's the deck. Let's talk about the sideboard. Crypt will exile their graveyard for 0. Very nice. The Cage, you know, a more permanent version that will last the remainder of the game. Again, stopping creatures from entering the battlefield, and they can't cast spells either. Shadowspear, for that additional life gain. We have 1 main deck. We might not find it. This can confirm that Karn can grab it. The same thing goes with the Ring. It's just so powerful. Why not have an extra? It's also very cool to have to potentially reset the burden counters from your first, so you're not losing too much life. If you are losing life, you know, it is the Spear. It is also the Paradox Engine, which will untap things, allowing us to play multiples. And I was actually, this is not the card I was thinking of. I was thinking of the gain life for each spell you've cast, pay 50 life, deal damage. Wrong card. Paradox Engine for 5. Whenever you cast a spell, untap all non-land permanents you control. That's going to untap the Ring for multiple draws, which is just doggone goofy, right? The Mightstone, Weakstone, it is removal, which is nice, and can ramp us. And then the Leveler is removal, which is nice, and can attack for lethal, which is really cool, right? That is the deck. Artifact Affinity. You know, we are going 7-0 with this build, which is pretty doggone goofy as far as I'm concerned. But at the end of the day, we cannot complain, right? Oh, sorry. Did I say 7-0? I meant 8-0. Not too bad at all. So, a very successful deck, and I hope you have a ton of fun with it. Reminder to like, comment, subscribe, become a YouTube member, join the community Discord. We're live on YouTube every Sunday and live on Twitch every single day. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Going first, pretty good land. And I mean, there's some spells here. Nice turn 1, turn 2. Can't complain. At least not much. At least not much. Oh! Okay, we get a draw, we get a draw. Gets me all choked up. You know, that's a good play. A mono-red Lurus deck. Interesting. What's the backside of this? A Boros Lurus deck. Alright, I mean, we're just gonna take that. It looks good. Right? It looks good. +1, please. I'll take an additional. Up to a 3. Oh, is this only once per turn? Look at the top 4. Reveal an artifact. Whenever... Yeah, once each turn. Okay. Once each turn, so you could flash stuff on your opponent's turn. Oh, the Static Discharge is a nasty card. I don't want any part of it. We have more removal. I think we have access to a Rebuke here. Nope. Because this is tapping creature. We don't have a creature. Not tap artifact. 17's not bad. We're gonna take this, obviously. It dunks on us pretty aggressively. In tapped, and now we have that counterspell through the improvise. Unless they pay 3, which they can do so there. Not this one, though. The Surveil's nice. Maybe gets a better target later on, but it is 3 damage. Alright, let's take a draw. Land out, which is great. Second creature. More life gain. Let's do second creature. Tap the first. And we can actually still, because we tapped the creature. Oh, oops. That's an equip too. First time playing this deck in a while, if you can't tell. They get a secondary discharge right off the top. They did scry for it though, and they weren't hit first. I'm just gonna block this, I guess, right? Flying, no first strike. I mean, making enough mistakes today, we should probably check that. Alright, Smith in play. Look at the top 4. Sentinel's great. Thopter's pretty good here too. Good game. I guess someone's pretty impatient. Pardon me. Win's a win. I mean, at the end of the day. Is this the new meta? Patience metagame? Alrighty then. This is pretty harsh land, but I think we can make it work. I kind of like having the fair there. Hello, good game. An otherworldly gaze. Interesting. Nice hair, bro. I say keep it there, HGG. That's good. Looking good, dude. Thopter gives us access to the Sentinel via the Spire's ability to pay life if you control an artifact creature. We do get the draw. We're going to cast an instant or sorcery with mana value 2 or less, and it's going to be another gaze. They have a prized amalgam, some zombie action. This is interesting. Let's retrofit. Pay life for Emry. No 4. No artifacts. Right? Pay for 1. And now with Emry, the Retrofitter, and the Thopter in play, we can sack the Thopter, make a 4/4. Right? And then replay the Thopter, rinse and repeat. Narcombia. Narcomobia? Narcombia? Yeah, we'll look for Karn, try to find some graveyard control here. If they attack in, we could defend with that 4/4. Right. Oh, destroy target creature or planeswalker. Well, that hurts. They get it. Bone shards. I'm still going to go for it myself. Grabbing their amalgam into play. Whenever this creature enters the battlefield, if it entered from your graveyard or you cast it from your graveyard, return prize amalgam from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped at the beginning of the next end step. Very interesting. We do find Karn. Paying life. Smith out. Draw Delphia. Not bad. It's a 3-mana card. Let's push up the Smith. Do they have lethal somehow that I don't know about? I don't know. We have life gain, so I don't care about the damage they do. They're self-milling. They're still at 44. We're going to kill our Smith, but they have to sacrifice a creature or discard a card. So I imagine that they're just going to discard. Killing our tapped 4/4. Discarding. And then more self-mill. Interesting. I mean, we still have 2-3 artifacts to tap quite easily. And if they are going to block this, they're going to block it. It's fine by me. We could have hold, but then we're not holding up any counter magic. I think it's a pretty good block. I mean, it doesn't seem bad. The Retrofitter, you know, does so many things. It's great. Let's end turn here. Just hold up our counterspell. We can untap it for 3. Pay 2. Tap it, create a 1/1. Sacrifice a Servo. Create a Thopter. Sacrifice a Thopter, create a 4/4. Just Bone Shard City over here, hey? It's pretty cool. We do get a draw unless they pay 1. Let's do that first. And then we're going to protect it because it's a draw engine. It's kind of weird to counter that, but at the end of the day, that's fine. Karn out. Karn minus, grab graveyard control. One. Good game, and grab our relic. Three damage, and they gain 3 life. Nice. Down to 19. They're up to 14 with a draw. Tapped out. Land as a go. And then they get 3 creatures from the grave. That's only 2. More? 3? 4? It's very impressive. Right? Just one turn earlier. Karn. Alright, let's take a Bloodghast. guess we still just do this now, right? Take care of those gazes, the rest of their grave, and then we're just dealing with some creatures. It should be fine. They come back on the ground, which is nice. This isn't tapped. And it's not blue. Are we grabbing something or taking the plus? None of these are very strong. I'm gonna grab some more goodies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna take the Mightstone. Removal / ramp. And I will hit. I think, you know, this probably could have been a Crypt. But I think it's still going to work. They tap out. So they have nothing on 1, 2. So they're going to mill. Onto dead. I'd imagine attack. A massive attack, at least with the Bloodghast. Has haste as long as opponent has 10 or less life. Landfall, whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may return it from your graveyard to the battlefield. So good. Karn's Gonzo. We get hit for 6 to 14.
I will be better prepared.
Gaining life there. And tapped. Just take out a creature. So good. Let's get that drum out. And then we'll take the draw. Tapping the Sentinel for the monitor. Into another Karn. So really pushing through our deck a lot faster than our opponent is. And then, again, killing their graveyards. Quite good. We'll trade with the Ghoul. Alright. We'll counter magic up. Let's take that Bloodghast. Karn's back. Into minus. Graveyard control again. Cage out for 1. It's going to lock out the rest of those creatures. Good game. Our opponent's going first. That's fine. Pay 2 life. Play the Sentinel. Ooh. So we could go wild here. Ornithopter, Drum, Sentinel. Can I get an AO River? Oh my gosh. That's a start. That's a pretty decent start. 3 permanent cards on turn 1. And also gain life to start your next turn. Going first with really nice land and a pretty decent start. I mean, Emry Karn. That gets us there. Land in untapped. Not even having to pay life for the, you know, mana consistency of both colors in one land. Uh-oh. Mountains are scary. A Gold Hound. I'm gonna take it. Scary card. I don't know what it does. No, it taps to, add mana. But, maybe they're relying on that. And if I can take that away from them. Strike it rich, creating a treasure. They can pay 1 here. 1 mana, create a treasure. Oh, it's got flashback for 3, though. Okay, so Karn to grave control. I repeat, Karn to grave control. Emry for 1. Thank you very much. Pay 2 life. Equip. Swing for 2. We also gain a couple life here, which is nice if we do grab a 4th land and decide to play the 1 ring from the grave with Emry if she survives. Never know. They do have 4 available mana here, playing to potentially 5. That's no joke. Dragon Spark is a go. We get the draw. It's another Emry that signifies to us that they need the land. Striking it rich again. Our turn, gain life. No land. Play the Smith. Take a draw. Can we play this? No. And then we will grab the Sentinel to play. Grab the +1 on the Smith. Hit for 2. Up to 24 ourselves. We have 4 cards in hand after the draw. There's a land. It is a Mardu deck. Buckle up, baby. Professional Facebreaker. This is going to make treasures whenever a creature deals combat damage to me. Sticky Fingers. And they can only pay the 1 Sentinel for 1. This Sentinel now costs 2. And I don't think they really want to do that. Thought Monitor, okay. Okay, we need a 4th land, though. Which, I guess, this can find at a certain point. Straight to Karn. Grab the Crypt. Cast it for 0. Now we have changed the sideboard from last game, taking the Crypt.
My purpose is greater than myself.
That's going to push up the Smith. And we get the 2 copies of the Rich. Which, I don't think is game-winning, but it's something that we should do. Excuse me. Sorry about that. We will also play the Thopter. For 0. Why not? I think we should just go for it, right? I also wouldn't mind a counterspell. Oh, we can easily double block, I think, actually, maybe. And I believe I can do this on the stack. Or actually, we sack it right now, because once it's cast, we can't interact. Alright, well, they're not casting it now. Let's take the grave. They can pay for the 1. They draw 2. Put some counters on the reactor. I think, with the life gain, we should be fine. We can start to Foundry the Thopter as well. Create 4/4s. We have draw through the monitor. And the ring is in grave if things get dicey. Gaining life with the fair every turn's pretty cool. Right? Can't complain about that. Like, how do they keep gaining this life? 2 lands. They're going first, which is probably not the greatest, but I think we can do it. I love that emote. Like, that's a really good one. Tapped unless fewer. So this is in right away. We'll double draw. They got the emote game. I like it too, like the cosmetic game on point. Some Surge and Gene. Smith out. Look at the top 4. Monitor's great. Ornithopters go. Smith up, no attack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6. Cultivate, interesting. We get a draw. It's a rebuke. We want to hold on to this. They're playing with a Yorion on an 80-card deck. Nice. Okay. The one, the only PogChamp here, chat. Hold up the counter. We'll exile it next turn. Shh, don't tell Sheoldred. Sheoldred? Or Shahili. Let's take it. That's fine. I think. They can have it. And let's just rinse the turn. Again, you know, not my biggest concern. A field wipe, however, that will get countered. We need this Nettle out. One, two, three, 4 cards in hand. They know we're taking the Surge Engine, right? They can see the portable hole. Well, they don't know we have Rebuke. They suspect we have Rebuke. Or like a Spell Piercer, like, you know, like on 1 mana counter. In this deck, it's Rebuke. They suspect it's Rebuke. Right now, since they can't read the card, they're like Googling, you know, Metallic Rebuke. What does this card do? I'm just kidding. They would never. They would never. Are you gonna gain control of my Sentinel? Go for it, bud. We don't want to let them draw ever. All the Smiths go up. We take the blocker. We smash. We smash, Randy. Just like the cheeseburger. I'm not casting Rebuke unless it's a field wipe. Nope. It's all yours. You can take my Sentinel all day long. I'm thinking that I'll counter a field wipe, dude. I'm just going to smash with these Smiths, play one thing every turn, hold up counterspell. If you don't field wipe, I win. A Vorinclex! That's not a field wipe. I did that wrong. We should have tapped another Thopter and paid life. Oops. I fucked that up. Pardon my language, pardon my language, pardon my language. Let's just take a draw, find a land, and then play Emry. This is 10 damage, but here's the field wipe this turn here. I should have let Vorinclex hit. I should have let Vorinclex hit. I should have let Vorinclex hit. I already know they're going to wipe the field. And I have to eat my words. Yep. Wow. That's on me. That's on me. I knew I should have held it. Emry out. Get some graveyard going. Drum out into Sentinel and try to rebuild. Oh, we should have let Vorinclex hit. And then just nettled the flyer. Epiphany for double turn? Because this didn't have reach. How many double turns do they take? 3 cards in hand. Surely not another. Hullbreaker Horror. 1 mana. What is it? It's a hard call. Play the Sentinel. That's going to draw off the Monitor. And then we play the Monitor. Drawing for a Karn. We might be in trouble. They can easily pay for this. Just grabbing a land. They're kind of out of cards, though, so they really need to draw a spell to continue Hullbreaker's descent upon our life total and field status. I'm going to let them have it. No blocks. Down to 11. As long as they don't cast an all-run, right? Land out. We could just cycle the ring on them, and we do have another Rebuke. Weapon out. I think we leave it there. They're going to bounce the token, but that's fine. Filling the field is nice. And then, you know, just holding up this Rebuke. They have the blockers, which really hurts us. I'm going to try to get at least one of them. We're close. You know, if they don't get a draw spell, this Hullbreaker's not going to do enough. They need to cast multiple spells. I mean, as it stands right now, it's an easy block. They could attack, try to get me to block, and then bounce an artifact to reduce it to 7/7. That's not a bad play. Yorion. Woof. Let them have it. You know, they're not bouncing anything. It's just a blocker. What? They have 4 or 5 available mana. Take it to 4. Land out. The ring protects us. Nettle goes on the Sentinel. We hold up Rebuke. Next turn we'll get Trample with the sword. Right? We have protection, so, you know, I don't care about the Hullbreaker hitting us. Yeah, and I like that spear in our graveyard next turn on the Sentinel for Trample. Rebuke's a little hard just because they have so much mana already. They can't pay 10. They can't pay 10. The Sentinel's power. Which it would just have been a draw. They could have given us the draw, though. That would have been fine. I do think, you know, next turn we have lethal, though, right? And that could be 2 lands in hand. We don't know. Great game, though, opponent. All right, opponent will be going first. That's fine. Oh, wow. This is a turn 1. Technically, this is a counterspell now. Because we picked like that. I'm going to play the Sentinel, of course, here, but isn't that crazy? That could have been a counterspell. That would have been alright, I guess. Battle Mage. Reckless Charge. Alright. We nettle, we don't have a counter. But it might still be worth it. Just gonna keep the Sentinel alive. You know, at the end of the day, it's a draw engine. That's really helpful for us. Down to 18. Wow, get coasted. And since we cast our counterspell, we can just nettle out. Hit for 1 to 19. Karn is a go. What do we want? Our graveyard's been used. What do we want? Try to figure it out beforehand. The Mightstone. Maybe the Paradox Engine. Or the Ring. Shadowspear. Shadowspear. Let's grab Shadowspear, because they're dealing damage. Wizard's Litning. Wow, down to 9. Karn to go. Karn will grab our spear, I believe. Ornithopter's out. Let's hit for 6. Down to 13. Actually kind of keeping pace, relatively. They need to counter the spear if they're going to win. Kill Karn. Counter the spear. I'm going to throw these Thopters in front. Absolutely. Ooh. 3 attacks, because this is like a squee land, right? Never thought of it that way. They're going right for the kill? Yeah, I'll just lose the one Thopter. That's fine with me. Oh, that is good. What's minus again?
You will not threaten this world.
I'm just going to play this for free, because it pushes up our life gain. It's massive. Tapped. And then just take our hit. And that should be enough to get us the win, right? Not even needing to play the ring. I mean, it's there for when you're losing, right? A good game to use. And with that, we cracked the top 1,000. Very nice. Affinity artifacts are nearly unbeatable. Going 8-0 within, you know, some of the highest ranks in the game is very successful. At the end of the day, it was already an ultra competitive deck, right? Like, you know, learning a lot of this build from Jim Davis. Some members in our community also really enjoying it. And it was fun to learn. It was a nice change of pace from standard, getting to utilize some of these older cards. Like, I don't know when the last time I cast an Ornithopter was, right? It has been a while. So having a ton of fun. And then, you know, we did make this historic build specifically for one of our YouTube members as well, right? They're like, you know, can you make a historic deck? I look at their name. They're supporting me for 8 months already. Absolutely. Let's go. If you're watching, thank you. And thank you to all of our other YouTube members as well. So you can get, you know, the inside track to request whatever kind of content you want by being a member. You can also challenge me to 1v1s every single Sunday on our YouTube Live. If you want to hang out and do all that for free, we're on Twitch every single day, and there's the community Discord. All I ask in return is that you like, comment, subscribe, watch the videos, and enjoy yourself, right? Easy peasy. Hey, Tuesdays? That's pretty good, huh? Oh yeah, he gave me the ear twitch of approval. Have a great day, everyone. We'll see you soon in the next.